With the current crisis going on, I cannot go outside anymore and do my favorite illegal activities. But to get my fix as a law-defying citizen, I'm going to play banned games and see if the general public is missing out on some hidden gems. Let's start with the most famous and controversial one. Hatred. In January of 2015, it was given an adult-only rating, preventing it from any mainstream retail distribution. This is probably a good thing. The game is so edgy. One touch of the physical copy and it will probably take your arm clean off. So let's play the digital version and see if it's any good. The game begins in a basement, a place very familiar to the target audience, where you get control of the protagonist named the antagonist. After a small tutorial, you get a cutscene that gives you a glimpse of the complex character that is the antagonist.
I just fucking hate this world.
Then the game starts. Hatred is an isometric shooter with open-ended levels where the main goal is to kill X amount of people so you can progress to the next area. And that's basically it. Some levels have side missions like putting an end to a party or disbanding a funeral. Doing this rewards you with respawn tokens. And those tokens certainly come in handy. Because for a game that was blasted for being a serial killer power fantasy, it's pretty damn hard. The police do the job really well. Luckily I'm not the only one who thinks that. The police and army seem smart. They are ruthless and will surround you and flank you and will kill you within seconds. So long you're not indoors or playing with fire. The common folk however are not so savvy. Sometimes they run towards you and or fire. Like they got a death wish or something. Which made me feel a little bit better about killing them. Speaking of which, how do you do that? Well, you can shoot them with various guns. The good ones that run out of ammo way too fast. The shotgun that is actually the worst thing ever. And the handgun that does the job but not very efficiently. You can also use grenades, molotovs and a flashbang.
So you can make your opponent's eyes hurt a whittle.
And a kick that is inarguably better than the shotgun. The game looks great. I really like the art style, the level of environmental destruction that is possible, and the explosions look straight from a Michael Bay wet dream. But the problem with the Hatred universe being monochrome is that I sometimes lose my character in the grey mass. Also, the police can shoot you outside of your POV. And the execution mechanic, a system not unlike Doom's glory kill, press Q to deliver a finishing blow to a downed enemy that gives you health, suffers from not being obvious which grey blobs you can and cannot execute. Besides the main story, there is a survival mode. Here you try to survive against waves of enemies in smaller maps. You can choose one of 3 characters and they all have the most Joker-esque backgrounds ever. An outsider since she was a child, cast out by society. 2nd degree burns and a near fatal gunshot has taken a toll on his mental health and now he's out to get the society that wronged him. It's not easy when you're rejected from society.
It's time to
Review.
The violence is nothing other games like GTA and Hitman hadn't done before. The only difference and the root cause for the controversy around Hatred is I think its plot. It doesn't have plot armor like, this game is about revenge. This game is about leading a rebellion against an evil dictator. Or, this game is about following a plan and going to Tahiti. The same levels of carnage can be had in all those games. Hatred just focuses on it. I swear, if the motivation of the main character were to save the environment from those polluting humans by any means necessary and on his quest he hugged 1 or 2 cows along the way, no one would get their pennies in a bunch. Would I recommend Hatred? Well, it's not a bad game. It's not a game you play hours on end, but once in a while a level or so is a couple of euros worth it. It also has a train level, so bonus points for that. And the credits praise Lord Gaben for letting them sell the game on Steam. Rule of Rose is a psychological survival horror game for the PS2 that has really cool box art. It takes place in the United Kingdom and funnily enough it's the only country that has banned it. Because some officials claimed that the purpose of the game is to rape, beat up and kill a little girl. Which are false, but the controversy was enough to get it banned. Rule of Rose is a surprise to be sure, but a welcome one. Before I played the game I looked up some gameplay, read the buzzwords describing it and skimmed through the reviews. It seemed nothing more than a bad ripoff of Resident Evil and Silent Hill with some weird girls thrown in the mix. I thought I played for a few hours, make a couple of jokes about this forgotten for a reason game and come to the conclusion that the only noteworthy thing it has achieved is being banned and being hella expensive. Well, I thought wrong, because what I found was a diamond in the rough. A game with striking visuals, great music and a story that sucked me in like a black hole or a vacuum made for sucking up humans or something. The story follows the terrifying tale of a young girl, Jennifer, who wanders unknowingly into a bizarre world not governed by rational adults but by misguided children. Innocence can give rise to absurd and cruel behaviors. I can safely say that if Rule of Rose was a book, English teachers across the globe would go crazy for it and make their class dissect every story, theme and character like they do with Shakespeare. Being a book or film would also instantly fix the rough parts of Rule of Rose. The gameplay is not great. Jennifer is kinda slow, the combat is janky at best and plain unfair at worst. The item hunting can get annoying and I got lost a fair few times, but that might be a me problem. So yeah, if the story interests you and you can overcome the game's flaws, I would advise you to check it out. But watch it on YouTube or play it on an emulator. It's a good game, but not 400 euros of good. Oh, and do I think the ban on this game is justified? No, of course not. The officials who banned it never played it, and you can clearly see that with the reasons why they are pro-ban. The uncomfortable themes are handled maturely and aren't a tasteless creation like some games.
I wrote a blog post a while ago about why I f***ing hate video games, because this is what it does. It appeals to like the male fantasy.
Yes, it does. The Guy game has it all. Quizzes and images of people over the age of 18. Top Heavy Studios, which is quite a funny name for a developer of a game that rewards good answers with a fat on girls' chests. Made a legit quiz game with porn, and they would have gotten away with it too if it weren't for those meddling 17-year-olds. The Guy game is not a creation of a sexual deviant.
This is what I came up with.
No, it's a testament to one man's willpower to defy the laws of nature, and to show the world that with enough strength and perseverance even a sub-6-foot manlet can get a real attractive woman to show him the goods. Madman Matt Sadler did it by creating a quiz show that would be formed into a trivia game, and the chat did it all without spending a single dime on the whammon. Well, except Jane Doe's lawsuit. Let's see if this game for losers who are too embarrassed to buy porn is any good. Even though the Guy game is best played with 3 or 4 guys, I selected one number of guys. I have a lot of friends that are totes into nudity, drinking and high school humor, but with the
unspecified virus
they couldn't come over. Top Heavy Studios, please add online matchmaking to the sequels. First up, I had to choose a name for myself. This game is not Big Chungus friendly. And a babe. I opted for the girl named after the best character in Black Ops Cold War. Then Steve and Dick explained the rules, but I think I can do it faster. There are 3 rounds where you can earn money and a bonus round to gamble it all away. First round, foreplay. Give the correct answer to the question, then guess if the girl knows it too. She has to flash you and thousands of other dudes if she got it wrong. Second round, the balls round. Shoot the balls in the holes. Yes, that's it. Third round, titwits. Same as the first round, but instead of guessing whether or not the hottie is wrong, choose which wrong answer she gave. Then the bonus round. Bet the money you earned on one of the 3 girls in a physical exercise. Girls who take their top off get a slight edge. There's also the flashometer that you need to fill up if you want to see unobscured, uncensored titties. If you do not fill up the bar fast enough, a woman will shame you for your performance, which is a bad thing unless you're into that kind of stuff. Then it's a good thing, I guess. With the rules in order, let's start the Guy game. First question.
In a standard deck of playing cards, which suit's king has no mustache?
You know how they slowly ramp up the difficulty of the questions in Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Well, none of that baby shit here.
What US state has the highest percentage of people who walk to work?
Also screw non-Americans, because the Guy game measures blood in pints, musicians in miles, and stones in Arkansas. After 6 questions you get to the balls round, and it sucks. If it was 1 minute it might be okay, but the trivia fun is put on pause for 4 minutes, and the round isn't particularly fun or the reason I play this game. Titwits is better than foreplay, because it's really hard to choose which of the 2 ridiculous answers the girl gave. The hottie challenge might be a fun way to gamble yourself from defeat to victory, if you're not alone. In conclusion, the Guy game would probably be fun with drunk friends. Once. The novelty wears out pretty fast, and one set, 12 questions, takes half an hour. And all the questions are in the same order, so not much of a replay value there. Is the ban justified? Yes, without a doubt, yes. The game was recalled, and Top Heavy Studios released a DVD, The Guy Game, Game Over. It features footage filmed for the game, as well as additional content and bonus features, without the underage girl. Although I can't find it anywhere, and neither can this guy. In these trying times, or after seeing the deplorable games I just played, you might need a god for guidance in your life. But which one do you choose? Who is the best god? Well, you can educate yourself on various religions and find the one that suits you the best, or you can see which god kicks the most ass. Fight of Gods is a 2D fighting game containing your favorite characters from a vast assortment of religions and mythologies. The game was banned in Malaysia and Singapore due to religious content. The Malaysian Communications and Multimedia Commission, or MCMC for France, was so shocked by this game that they blocked access to the entire Steam store. The ban was lifted a day later after Valve agreed to block the game in Malaysia. Fight of Gods is already better than Street Fighter V because it has an arcade mode. And it has a story. Well, it got a paragraph. Gods and deities got yoinked out of their universe and put together in a parallel one and now have to fight each other. Why? Don't know. Who put them there? Don't know. So I chose Jesus. He's our savior and will guide us to the righteous path. I think the Jews might be onto something. The Son of God wouldn't be wombo comboed into oblivion like that. And certainly not by Santa. I need something that hits like a bag of bricks, is strong like a house. House of Anubis. And by Amon, what is he strong? Almost unbeatable when I unraveled the mysteries behind these hieroglyphs and how to use them. Pro tip, use a controller. It minimizes the risk of button mashing the buttons that do diddly squat. Not that I would resort to such foul tactics like button mashing or grab abusing or stun locking the opponent with a neutral fast attack over and over and over again. No.
Professionals have standards.
After 10 fights proving Anubis is the best god and a good boy, question mark appears and proclaims he's gonna Kirby suck all our energy. Not today, flipped Ascent Man in Dollar Store Final Destination. We beat him and that's the arcade mode. There's also a versus mode. Online that sadly nobody plays, I know, because I checked for like a half an hour to see if anyone is out there playing it. Training mode. And the biography page with the background information of all the characters. Which is not as in depth as I would have liked. I really hope to find the entirety of the New Testament in Jesus' bio. And the Percy Jackson series in Zeus's, so you can really connect with the characters. The character roster is there, but missing a few important ones, like Morgan Freeman and the Flying Spaghetti Monster. The music is pretty good, besides the Christmas level. For $3 it's pretty fun, nothing too deep, but good fun nonetheless. Did Malaysia overreact a bit? Yes, they did. It's also a bit hypocritical when you ban Fight of Gods for religious content, but are fine with God of War and Binding of Isaac. Thank you for watching this video till the end. If you liked it, consider subscribing and maybe watch some of my other videos.